You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
All set for your flight?
Yep, I've got everything I need. Eye mask, neck pillow, T-Mobile, headphones.
Wait, T-Mobile?
You bet. Free in-flight Wi-Fi. 15% off all Hilton brands. I never go anywhere without T-Mobile. Same goes from a water bottle, chewing gum, nail clippers,
okay,
passport.
I'm gonna leave you to it.
Find out how you can experience travel better at T-Mobile.com/travel.
Qualifying plan required. Wi-Fi were available on select U.S. airlines. Deposit and Hilton Honors membership required for 15% discount. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to From Beneath the Hollywood Sign. If you love old movies, Hollywood history, or the golden age of filmmaking, you've come to the right place. This is the podcast that talks about amazing stories of Tinseltown from another era and fascinating conversations with writer-producer Steve Cubine and actress-writer Nan McNamara.
So, Steve, did Ava Gardner and Howard Hughes have a good relationship?
Well, they did until he dislocated her jaw.
What?
Well, don't worry. She hit him back with an ashtray.
From Beneath the Hollywood Sign is the gin joint for you.
How's this? I'll ask a question.
What question?
Jazz question. Now you get it right. We roll.
I know everything there is to know about Miles. Lay it on me.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neil, and Jeff. This is Triviality. The cream of the crop!
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the show where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Matt, and I will be sort of hosting today. Joining me in the studio is George, Elaine, and it's Neil, Ken, and Jeff. How you guys doing today?
Giddy up.
Oh man, I was gonna be Kramer.
Oh yeah, you be Kramer.
No,
I'll be Jerry.
I'll be George now.
I'll be Jerry.
No, Matt's clearly Jerry.
Oh, Matt is Jerry. You're right. Or am I Elaine? Get out.
I'll be George.
No, come on. With my little kicks, I'm definitely Elaine.
You're Elaine. Or who am I
fair.
then?
You're Kramer.
I'm Kramer. Okay,
You
that's
claimed
fine.
him.
That's fine.
You're Putty, and we all know it. So, if you can't tell by our hilarious, witty banter, this is a Seinfeld Lay It On Me. Today will be a game between Rich Flegel and Matt Coleman. How you guys doing today?
Not too bad.
All right.
Well, let's start with let's start with Matt Coleman. We had spoken about you being a Seinfeld fan on a previous episode. So how about tell us a little bit about yourself, your favorite Seinfeld character. Doesn't necessarily have to be one of the top four, and then maybe like a favorite episode.
Sure. My name is Matt Coleman. I'm from Wichita, Kansas, and I was a Seinfeld fan ever since I can remember. I'm a George fan. Always have been. I think he's the best part of the show. And so as far as favorite episode, I would go with the marine biologist. I think his monologue at the end is one of the best things that show ever did. So, yeah, I'm excited to do it.
All right. And facing you today is going to be Rich Flegel. How you doing, Rich?
Oh, pretty good.
All right. Same questions to you.
Well, as before, I live in Honeyway Falls, New York, which is just south of Rochester. Work at Rochester Institute of Technology. I work in IT. And my favorite episode is probably Kenny Rogers Roasters, where Kramer and Jerry switch apartments.
Yeah.
Is that's where Kramer is like in the chicken body, right? Or the turkey body? When he put the butter on himself, or no?
That's a different episode.
That's the one where he's buttered up.
Oh, that's right.
It's called the shave.
Oh, the
butter shave.
Okay, when he switches apartments, that's one where Jerry can't sleep because of the neon, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. He acts like Kramer, and Kramer starts acting like him.
That's good. I mean, I got to rewatch this whole show. Well, yeah, we appreciate you guys being here because ultimately Phil wrote these questions who we're going to introduce right now, Phil Sanford, and he wrote these questions to find out who was sponge-worthy. So let's go to Phil. Tell us a little bit about yourself, why you wanted to write these questions, and the same questions the other guys answered.
So yeah, my name is Phil Sanford. I've been on your show a couple times now, I think. So my main thing with Seinfeld is just I've been watching since I was a little kid. I watched most of it actually during its first run. Probably not getting the jokes the same way my parents got the jokes. But I've been just watching it in syndication ever since it went off the air. I think it was in freshman or sophomore year of high school when it went off the air. So, freshman year of high school when it went off the air. So since then, it's just been constantly, just constantly going with just watching the reruns, and I have handful of seasons. This is pre-streaming. I have probably like 4 seasons on DVD that I still watch pretty regularly. Favorite character and favorite episode. Character-wise, I have to say Elaine. I think just consistently just was extremely funny, and like Elaine episodes were usually pretty good episodes. In terms of like favorite episode though, man, that's a tough one.
The finale.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that's top of the list right there. I don't think so. I like. Oh,
it's like choosing between your children. We get it. It's hard to.
Right. I'll think about that.
Yeah, you have some time.
We'll get back to you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if anyone else was like me who's listening, but for me, Seinfeld's always on when dinner happened. So it was always in the background and always kind of watch when we were eating. So it was very comforting to have it on, which is why I love it. It's still in syndication. You can always pop it on at any point and just kind of chill out and have some laughs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then also the reason why, and I know you guys asked why I brought this up is one, you guys brought it up in one of your episodes, I think it was with Matt, and so I responded, showing some interest, and then shortly thereafter, I won I'm wearing my shirt that I won at at a cider place here in Charlotte. It was an all Seinfeld special night, and I was playing on my own, won the whole thing, and missed 0 questions.
Wow.
So it was.
Everyone else had a good time.
You put the kibosh on him. You put the kibosh on him, in other words?
Yeah.
Did the loser, did you have to draw on eyebrows?
No.
Okay. So thank you very much, first of all, for writing these questions. Really excited about this, and we'll see how this goes, and if there'll be more in the future. But we're going to start with Jeff. He's going to read the first 5 questions, and Phil's going to be here for color commentary, but these were written by Phil, so thanks to him again. But let's just get the game going if you guys are ready, Matt and Rich.
Yep.
All right, guys, you ready?
Lay it on me.
All right, let's do this.
All right, first question. We're going to start off with, I think, a nice little icebreaker here for us. Finish this quote. Serenity now. Blank. Yeah, I don't think it needed the blanks, Neil, but... All right, you're locked in. Let's go first to Matt.
Serenity now, insanity later.
Yeah, insanity later.
I could see it in both of your eyes. Serenity now, insanity later. Correct. Second question. In The Slicer, Jerry dates a dermatologist, Dr. Sarah Sidorides, who is played by the future Desperate Housewives star Marcia Cross. With some goading from Kramer, Jerry becomes convinced that Dr. Sidorides intentionally gave him hives, when in fact Kramer gave him hives. That, combined with his flippant remarks about dermatologists not saving lives, leads to Jerry calling her what?
I'm locked in.
Can be a quick one.
All right, let's go to Rich first.
Pimple Popper MD.
All right, and to Matt.
Same thing.
I don't think this is the Dr. Pimple Popper from YouTube, but this is definitely Pimple Popper MD.
We know Jeff is watching
Jeff's a big fan.
Those videos, yeah.
No, they gross me out. I don't like them. Not my thing.
What about blackhead removal?
No, I'm more of the eyebrow threading. We've been over this.
Phil, just for the record, are there any Sue Ellen Mishke questions in this?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I was just curious because I lost my concentration as she walked down the street. Sorry, gotcha.
All right, in the third question. In the classic episode of The Chinese Restaurant, what name does the host call out when George's girlfriend attempts to call him back at the restaurant?
I'm locked in.
Yeah, locked in.
All right, so Matt locked in first. What'd you say, Matt?
That would be Cartwright 4.
And Rich, what was your answer on that one?
Yeah, it says Cartwright.
Cartwright it is.
Cartwright.
All right, your fourth question in the round. In the season 9 debut episode, what delectable item does Kramer use for shaving instead of shaving cream?
I mean, we just touched on this.
Yeah.
This is a tough one.
All right, you're both locked in. What'd you say on that one, Rich?
Butter.
And Matt, what was your answer?
Butter as well.
Like butter.
We're actually looking for Land of Lake. No, I'm just kidding.
And points going to both. Question number 5. Kramer gets out of a sticky situation at Lorenzo's Pizza by accidentally flashing the secret sign for a gang named in honor of which U.S. president?
I'm locked in.
All right, and what'd you say for that one, Matt?
I believe that was our 8th president, Martin Van Buren.
And Rich, what was your answer?
Yep, they were the Van Buren boys.
Martin Van Buren.
All right, so after 5, tied at 50. Perfect game so far. So Phil, out of those questions so far, any favorites, any memories there?
No, well, I mean the Chinese restaurant is one of the more just classic episodes. Everything just taking place right there. But I mean Van Buren boys, just like the whole thing about just like the absurdity of having a gang named after Martin Van Buren. It's
Yeah, that would be insane. Well, what's funny, that writing room bred so many great writers. I mean, Alec Berg, the co-creator of Silicon Valley, and Barry is from, and Curb Enthusiasm he's on, was from Seinfeld's writer room. So, yeah, just craziness. I mean, just so many good ideas. And the Chinese restaurant episode, a lot of people copy that episode now, where it all takes place in one location. So, definitely a trendsetter. All right, so it's going to be moving along to me here. All right. So, all right, gentlemen, number 6. What is the name of the rival diner to Monk's? We primarily see it when various cast members are barred from Monk's.
Locked in.
Ooh, quick one. All right, let's start with Rich.
Reggie's.
All right, and let's go to Matt.
It is Reggie's.
It is Reggie's. You are correct. All right, number 7. What Today Show host mocks Jerry for wearing a puffy shirt for his guest appearance on the show to promote a benefit for goodwill?
Puffy shirt.
It's all puffy, like a pirate.
I don't want to be a pirate.
I'm locked in.
Okay.
I'm locked in.
All right, let's go with Matt first.
Believe that was Brian Gumble.
All right, and Rich?
Yeah, I was going to say Brian Gumble as well, but that doesn't seem right to me.
Okay, you locked in with Brian Gumble?
Yeah.
It is Brian Gumble. So good thing you went with your gut. All right. So number 8. This one's a lot of fun. What former first baseman and current broadcaster played himself in the 2-part episode The Boyfriend? And bonus, for 1 point, what former pitcher and notorious prankster starred in that episode as the second spitter?
I'm locked in.
I'm just trying to get the bonus. I know who the other guy is, but I'm not going to get the bonus. I'm locked in.
Okay, so what do you have for the main answer, Rich?
It's Keith Hernandez.
All right, and Matt, what do you got?
The main answer is Keith Hernandez, and for the bonus, it is the last name McDowell.
And that will count. It is Roger McDowell for that
Blackjack.
extra bonus point. So our first little bit of separation here. So it's
very little bit.
Very
1
little
point.
bit by 1 point. All right. So let's go to episode 9, one of the best episodes of the series. The cause of the contest is George being caught treating his body like an amusement park. Treating your body like an amusement park by his mother. What magazine was George reading, quote unquote, when his mother caught him?
I'm locked in.
All right. Feel free to talk, Rich, if you'd like.
Yeah, I feel like it was like a women's magazine, like a Cosmo or one of those. I should know this. My wife's whispering around the corner that she knows it. That's not really fair.
Is she a fan too?
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I'm gonna get it. I'm just gonna lock in with Red Book. I don't know. That's wrong.
Red Book. And Matt, what do you say?
I believe it's a Glamour magazine.
Yeah, that's it.
It is Glamour. It is Glamour. It's basically George was, inspiring a new generation of kids who now, or actually I should say 10 years ago, probably used Victoria's Secret magazines. But number 10, in the Cigar Store Indian, what TV personality is on the cover of the TV guide that connects the episode's storylines? This person makes a cameo at the end of the episode, showing interest in Elaine on the subway.
I'm locked in.
Okay.
I'm locked in.
All right. Let's start with Matt.
I believe that's Al Roker.
Okay. And Rich?
Yep, it's Al Roker.
It is Al Roker, the famed weatherman. So let's go to Phil. How you feeling so far? I mean, we got some super fans here.
Yeah. These are all things. I think I told you about this, Neil. That if you are, if you really watch the show, you can definitely get these. I tested with some friends who like trivia and who like TV, but watched Seinfeld, but didn't really don't really have the level of level of fandom as other people do, and they missed a lot. So, but it's not surprising based on what Matt had said before about his interest in Seinfeld. I'm not that surprised that he swept the first round, and I'm not surprised that Rich is 9 and 10, I think. So.
Yeah. I mean, the scores right now are really tight. So Matt's got 101 and Rich has 90. So
yeah, I'm glad I'm not playing. I would have definitely had the first one, and that would have been it. So,
so yeah, you would not have been the master of your domain.
No, I'm definitely
Yes.
that.
No soup for you, etc.
Well,
I hit you with a Festivus poll.
we're going to go into the swing round. I told the guys in the Skype chat to bring the marble rye, one of my other favorites. Jerry stealing a marble rye, but. Matt, what's our swing round?
A swing round is Seinfeld Goes International. All of these questions have a bit of a geographical tint to them. So I'll be reading 10 questions. They'll be worth 5 points apiece. You guys ready?
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Number 1. The island for which a parade is being held in an episode in the last season that was banned from syndication for 5 years. Number 2. The country where Babu Bhatt is originally from and was deported to. Number 3, the home country of the gymnast. Number 4, where Jerry's relative Manya grew up and had a pet pony. Number 5, country of origin of the waitress in The Abstinence, who George broke his abstinence for after he calculated the odds of ever having a chance to be with somebody from her country. Number 6, the nationality of the workers hired by Kramer to roll Cuban cigars. Number 7, according to George in The Czechs, oranges are rare in this country. In the same episode, tourists from the country end up sleeping in Kramer's dresser drawers. It's like hotels for them, right? Number 8, the home of hard luck marathon runner Jean-Paul from the episode The Hot Tub. Number 9, the region where the maestro has a house, but according to him, there is nothing else available there. Number 10, Rochelle is a film about a young girl's strange erotic journey from blank to blank. Name these 2 international M cities.
Also a weird representation of Neil's erotic past.
Rochelle? Yeah, with Bette Midler. I don't know if that helps anyone.
I'm locked in.
Yeah, I'm locked in, as I didn't realize that was all 10. I wasn't counting.
Okay. All right, so we're going to go through these. Number 1, which island am I talking about, Rich?
Puerto Rico.
And Matt?
Puerto Rico Day Parade.
Correct.
That episode was banned?
Oh no, yeah, it was just. I think NBC even had to issue an apology before it even aired for the first time. It was pretty bad. I think there's a flag burned in it as well. It was.
Kramer accidentally lights the flag on fire, and then he decides to stomp it out to put it out, and then those 2 guys who are always trying to steal things see him. Yeah. And said, he is burning the flag.
I had no idea that it was banned. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pulled it from syndication for several years and just put it back in rotation fairly recently.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw it the other day, and now when you say it, it brings all the memories back now of the flag being on fire.
It's actually the second to last episode, so it's weird that it was never played, really. So points there. Number 2, where's Babu from? Matt?
He's from Pakistan.
All right, and Rich?
Yep, he's from Pakistan.
Yes, that is correct. Very bad man, Jerry Seinfeld.
Neil's doing the finger at me.
I was doing the finger. Now you guys can see it.
All right. Number 3, the home country of the gymnast. Rich.
I believe it's Romania.
All right. And Matt?
It is Romania.
That is correct. Romania. Number 4, where did Manya grow up? Rich.
Poland.
And Matt?
That's where she had her pony. Poland.
Yep, pony from Poland. That is correct.
I hate anybody that never had a pony.
Number 5, what was the country of origin from the waitress in The Abstinence? Matt?
She was Portuguese.
And Rich?
Yep, Portugal.
Portugal is correct. All right. Number 6. What was the nationality of those cigar rollers, Rich?
I believe they were Guatemalan.
Okay. And Matt?
I believe they were Dominican.
They were Dominicans.
Ooh. A little separation there.
Yeah. Yeah, that comes from the classic line of you're not trying to pass off some Dominicans as Cubans, are you? And Kramer's like, we're talking about people. I can't remember the exact quote. Yeah.
Now,
then they end up hijacking a plane, and yeah.
Well, I don't remember that aspect. Didn't he make the cigars like too tight and they like blew up or something?
Mm-hmm.
No, he made the crepes too tight.
The crates. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I knew something about it was too tight, and I couldn't remember.
And people who haven't seen the episode are like, what the hell are they talking about right now?
Number 7. Where were those tourists from, Matt?
They're from Japan.
And Rich?
Yep, Japan.
All right. Number 8. John Paul. Where did he come from, Rich?
I want to say Jamaica.
And Matt?
He was Trinidadian and Tobagan, or Trinidad and Tobago.
That is correct. He's a Trinidaddy.
How do you what's proper, Jeff?
Yeah,
Do you
Jeff.
I don't actually know offhand.
I think it's Trinidadian, maybe.
Yeah. Could be.
Toboggan?
I like Trinidaddy.
Trinidaddy sounds like Matt's like secret rap
Talk
name.
dirty to me, Trinidaddy.
Trinidaddy.
It's definitely a Snapchat filter right now.
Yeah, and you know what? It'd have to be come to Trinidaddy's Winnebago.
Who's your Trinidaddy and what does he do?
All right. Where does the maestro have a house, Matt?
Tuscany.
And Rich?
Yep, Tuscany.
All right, that is correct. And Rochelle, from blank to blank, what are we looking for, Matt?
That would be from Milan to Minsk.
And Rich?
Yep, Milan to Minsk.
That is correct. So, Neil, how did they do?
They did really well as advertised. So Rich picked up another 40 points, and Matt picked up another 50 points.
Wow.
So going into the second round, it's Matt with 151 and Rich with 130.
All right.
If my math is correct, 90 plus 40.
Yep.
All right.
Did it.
Yay!
It's that Neil math.
It's the Neil math. So I do want to say, I forget if there's a question on this, but I remember one of my favorite episodes when Kramer goes to the medical school and really gets into acting all the symptoms of things. And he puts the spotlight on himself. And oh, I love it. So good.
We are going to kick off the second half with question 1. What famous author was the secret lover of Susan's father? His love letters were found in the rubble of Mr. Ross's burned down cabin.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in as well.
All right. Rich locked in first.
It's John Cheever.
And Matt?
I also have Cheever.
Cheever is correct. Number 2. In The Red Dot, what is the material of the deeply discounted sweater that George purchases as a thank you gift for Elaine?
That's
I'm
what I'm
locked
locked
in.
Yeah, I knew this was going to be instant.
This is a quick one.
Is this one of Led Zeppelin's favorite fabrics?
Yeah. All right. Rich, what did you say?
I said cashmere.
And Matt?
Yeah, cashmere.
Cashmere is correct. All right. Number 3. What is the type of pasta that Kramer uses to create a statue of Jerry?
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in as well.
All right, Matt?
It's because he's silly. It's fusilli.
And Jerry? Nope, not and Jerry.
What are you going to me for?
And Rich?
It's fusilli.
That is correct. Fusilli Jerry, because he's so silly.
With that corkscrew shape.
It's a microphone, right? Him and like doing stand-up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on to number 4. When Jerry goes to the Super Bowl in The Label Maker, what reoccurring character ends up using the second ticket and sitting next to him?
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
Rich, what did you say?
Newman.
All right. And Matt?
Newman.
Yep, Newman is correct. All right, number 5. What is George's ATM code word?
I'm locked in.
All right. Matt, what did you say?
Bosco.
And Rich?
It's Bosco.
It is Bosco. You never give your passcode to anybody, no matter where they are, where they're stuck.
We used to have Bosco at home, and it made me think of George every time I used it. And that's the only reason we got it is because of Seinfeld. We had Hershey's, but then we're like, oh, we got to get Bosco.
Bosco.
Phil, any comments so far? I mean, they're doing really well. Any anecdotes from some of those episodes you just wrote there?
No, well, the label maker one. That's just funny, just because those tickets pass through so many different hands, and it ends up with Jerry and Newman, and of course, they're not, of course they're enemies. So yeah, that's like the last person Jerry wanted to see. I don't know. I figured, during the first half, I figured like, oh man, they're going to just cruise through, some of these second half ones. So.
Well, that's all right, though. I mean, everyone loves this show, and
right.
For people listening, though, who might not be as diehard as you guys, I think it's a good wide range of questions here, though, which is good.
All right, I'm going to take over from here. Question 6. Who is the only one of the 4 main characters to not appear in the pilot episode? And for a bonus point, what was the name of the show when it was just a pilot?
I'm locked in.
That's a good question. Let's see. Well, I'm remembering the pilot. I know Jerry, George, and Kramer, at least, are all in the pilot, which means Elaine must not be. For the bonus, was the show originally called Jerry? I'm not sure. So that's what I'm going to lock in with.
Okay. Matt?
I agree. Elaine is the character who is not in the pilot, although Kramer in the pilot is called Kessler, so maybe not technically in the pilot. And the original title was the Seinfeld Chronicles.
Yep, Matt is 100% correct. So regular points to both players and bonus points to Matt.
Yeah, and Rich, with your answer about Jerry, that's the name of the pilot of the show within the show. So when Jerry and George create a pilot for NBC, the name of the pilot is Jerry.
I was thinking maybe they were going super meta with it when they decided to call it Jerry. That's my best guess.
All right, next question, number 7. Not for the anti-dentites out there, but what future Emmy award-winning actor portrayed the dentist to the stars, Dr. Tim Wadley?
I'm locked in.
I'm so bad at actors. I have no idea who that is. I can think of him in like 3-4 different episodes, but I have no idea who the actor is.
So you know what he looks like, but can't name him.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just gonna punt.
Okay, to Matt.
That would be Walter White himself, Bryan Cranston.
Yep, that is correct. It is Bryan Cranston.
Oh, it totally is.
That's what's great about this show. All these like future stars pop up in these minor roles. It's really fun.
This was him coming off his role as one of the evil guys on a Power Rangers episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He did a lot of work back then.
Yeah, he did a lot. Yeah, you're right. He was in a lot of things.
All right. 8. In the understudy, Jerry dates the understudy of what famous actress? This actress played the lead in the musical adaptation of Rochelle, Rochelle.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in as well.
All right, go ahead, guys.
It's Bette Midler.
I agree.
It is indeed Bette Midler, as maybe mentioned a little earlier on
Yeah,
X.
I was going to say, once you get going chatting about this stuff, it's
Yeah, it's hard to not spoil a future question.
I know I should have been a low talker. I'm sorry.
All right, number 9. The braless wonder, Sue Ellen Mischke, is the heiress to the fortune of what candy bar?
I'm locked in.
All right, let's start with Matt.
That would be O. Henry.
And Rich.
Yep, O. Henry.
That's right. With a exclamation point at the end? Yeah, looks like it. All right, and finally, question 10. In the episode The Fire, Jerry goes to the office of Elaine's coworker and Kramer's girlfriend Toby and heckles her as a retaliation for her incessant heckling of him. What utility vehicle runs over her foot, resulting in the temporary loss of her pinky toe?
I'm locked in.
All right, let's start with Matt.
That was a street sweeper.
And Rich.
Yep, that's a street sweeper.
Yep, you guys are both right, so points all around there. We have the tally.
All right, I got to do this math in my head. One moment here.
In the meantime, Jeff, can you spare a square?
I don't think he can. He's hanging out with Bob Sacamano. Okay. Okay, so if my calculations are correct, we're going into the final round with Rich at 220 and Matt at 258. I have a little question going into the final for you guys. We'll split this up between Rich and Matt. It's for no points, just for fun. But so Matt, who is the athlete that Kramer punches out? And Rich, who is the athlete that Kramer sees dunking a donut in the cafe? Let's start with.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I was gonna say start with Matt.
Okay, he punches out Mickey Mantle.
Correct. And Rich?
It's Joe DiMaggio in Dinky Donuts.
It is. Yeah, that's when I was in high school, one of my favorite things my friends and I used to do. Anytime we went to a cafe, we usually went really late to this one called Omega at like 2 a.m. And we'd go there. We'd be like the only people there, and we'd go.
Because it was the last place open.
Yeah, it was always the last place
called
open.
Omega.
And we'd always be like sitting there and be like, Joe! Like that. Who was it? Joe DiMaggio. Sorry. I just love that. All right. So we're going to go to the final here. Phil, why don't you give them the categories 1 through 5 so they can wager?
Okay, so the categories here are going to be pretty straightforward. And also they're going to be all about things within the show. We briefly considered doing a kind of curveball of just taking these particular categories and doing it for regarding things outside the show, but that's kind of defeats the purpose of the whole lay it on me concept. So your 5 categories are Jerry, George, Kramer, Elaine, and Newman.
All right. So Matt has 258 points to work with, and Rich has 220. So the final round. So first category is Jerry. Your question. Throughout the series, Jerry's parents doubt comedy as a viable career. Where do they insist he apply for a job? Question 2 in the category of George. What religion does George convert to in The Conversion? Question 3 in the category of Kramer. What is the name of Kramer's girlfriend, better known as the Low Talker? Question number 4 in the category of Elaine. Elaine unintentionally destroys a merger that Mr. Pitt had brokered between 2 bottled water companies by making fun of the new company's name. What was that proposed name? And question number 5 in the category of Newman. After Kramer is captured in The Junk Mail, Newman faces the Postmaster General, who is portrayed similarly to a mafia don by what actor? I will say, once this game is finished, it'll be the quickest. Won't be the quickest laid on me, but it is a full game format in a laid on me format. So you guys are just blowing through these. It's great. Great questions, great dancers, and everything. So Seinfeld super fans.
These games can go so fast when people know the answers. We should try that.
Yeah, right.
Is that going to be your new tagline?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 15-minute shows, guys.
Welcome to Triviality, where the game goes fast if we know the answers.
We would have to seriously ramp down the difficulty.
I'm locked in.
Okay, so Matt is in. All right. Rich, feel free to, you can talk out if you'd like while you're figuring this stuff out.
I'll lock in. I think I got enough.
Okay. All right, so you're locked in. All right, so we're going to go back to question 1 was in the category of Jerry. Throughout the series, Jerry's parents doubt comedy as a viable career. Where do they insist he apply for a job? And I'm just going to say this right now. Both guys went all in on every question, 30 points to the maximum. So let's start with Rich on that question. Where do they insist Jerry apply for a job?
It's the, It's the Bloomingdale's Executive Training Program.
Okay, and Matt?
Yes, I had the exact same thing.
It is Bloomingdale's, correct.
And they actually went specific on, and that's the part that I didn't go specific on. Neil was, I was thinking about saying what they wanted him to do, and they both answered it anyway. So good job, you guys. You guys actually read into my, if I ramped it up, a tiny little bit more. So yeah.
Extra brownie points there.
Yeah.
So question 2 was George. What religion does George convert to in The Conversion? Let's start with Matt on this one.
He converted to Latvian Orthodox.
And Rich?
Yep, Latvian Orthodox.
That is correct. Latvian Orthodox. All right. For question 3, it was in the category of Kramer, which might have caused some trouble for you guys. It was, what is the name of Kramer's girlfriend, better known as the Low Talker? And let's start with Rich.
I wasn't sure. I feel like she just had a generic female name, which I don't know. So I just said Amanda, which is wrong.
Okay. And Matt?
Girlfriend names are the one area of this that I'm not as good at. I think her name is Leslie.
And one person will be getting points. It is Leslie.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Great poll there. All right. Question 4 was in the category of Elaine. Elaine unintentionally destroys a merger that Mr. Pitt had brokered between 2 bottled water companies by making fun of the new company's name. What was that proposed name? Let's start with Matt.
Moland Springs.
All right. And let's go to Rich.
Yep, it's Moland Springs.
All right. And Moland Springs is correct. And for our final question, under Newman, after Kramer is captured in the junk mail, Newman faces the postmaster general, who's portrayed similarly to a mafia don by what actor? Let's start with Rich.
Was it Jerry Orbach?
All right. He's in with Jerry Orbach. And let's go to Matt.
I think it was Wilford Brimley.
It was Wilford Brimley. Correct. So let me just tabulate these scores. All right. So after tabulating the scores, Rich, very, very respectable score here. Hardly missed any questions today. He had 250 points, and then better than perfect today, not missing a question and getting the bonuses, is Matt Coleman with 408 points.
Wow.
So what a game. I think that might be the highest score, one of the highest scores we've ever had.
I think it's a perfect score.
I don't think you can get higher than that.
We
didn't get
400 is our theoretical highest.
For 600 bonus points.
Wow. So Phil, thank you for writing these questions.
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity, and great job, Matt. Man, I mean, like I said to Neil before the show, if it's definitely good. All these questions are gettable if you're a big Seinfeld fan, but I thought for sure maybe just like 1 or 2 would would trip me, trip even a big Seinfeld fan up. But yeah, that's a great job, though.
I appreciate it.
And Rich, great job as well. Maybe before we sign off, so Rich, if you are planning on writing a game, it might be a good way to write some really hard questions that Phil has to answer now and that Matt has to answer.
Jeez, I have the game written. I just didn't. I don't know. You got there first, I guess.
Well, yeah. Let's plan that then. We'll keep an eye on that because maybe Matt doesn't know that your entire game is only girlfriends of Jerry.
Dolores.
We're gonna take a second shot at this finale with game 2. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, before we let everyone go, send us everyone who's listening your favorite Seinfeld moments, scenes, episodes, gifs, anything like that on our group on the Crop. But let's go around the table. Let's start with Phil. Any other favorite moments before we sign off?
I to go back to the you asked about favorite episode. I think I know it's a popular choice for favorite episode, but I have to go with the contest. It's just a great episode, and again, they're just that one's just like the complete episode, just tying in so many different things in 21 minutes. It's just incredible.
Yeah, it's all about the sponge
and the
bath,
fact
really.
that they made so many different masturbation jokes without being able to actually say any words that were anywhere close to what it means.
Love that one. How about you, Matt?
I mean, they're all great. I just the little added that the last line of the show calls back to the first opening scene where they talk about the button. I think it's great, and it's kind of missed a lot, but it's a great show.
I think that last episode's underrated. A lot of people hated it when it came out, but it was really smartly written. Kenneth, what's your frequency?
I like the kibosh. I don't know what the name of the episode is when threatens to put the kibosh on Jerry. That's my jam. He's kibosh before.
He'll kibosh again.
Jeffrey?
I don't have a favorite. I really don't. I mean, classic. I always lean on Soup Nazi because he's someone that you know personally.
I do, yeah.
So I always fall back on that. But no, I mean, I've seen most of the Seinfeld episodes once or twice, maybe in passing, much like I've seen Friends. So I don't recall it very well, but I'll never turn it off. It's a
I
great
don't know
show.
how we went through this whole episode without you mentioning that you know the Soup Nazi.
Well, I don't know. I don't need to drop names.
Yeah. You don't ever drop names.
He
right?
never ever drops it.
Any particular directors you might have met or?
Well, that was because it was for a game, though.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't need to talk about that. I know Larry Thomas. It's fine. He's a great guy.
Not a Nazi.
He's not a Nazi, and he doesn't really make soup, but he's nice. I have so many favorites. Like I said, I watch the show all the time, and too many to choose.
I take it back. I do have one.
What is it?
The finisher with the jerk store running out of you.
I was just going to say that.
The comeback.
The comeback is classic.
Is that the one with they're talking about Coco or whatever? The
Coco
gorilla?
the monkey.
The monkey, right. Yeah.
No, that's a different one.
Oh, it's a different one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the jerk store called. Well, I do love The Summer of George. I love when, I forget his wife's name who dies from the envelope. Susan. But I will say, the only one that popped in my head right now, it's not my favorite by any means, but every time I'm in a doctor's office, I always want to be respectful because I'm worried that they're going to call each other and look at their notes like they did at Elaine. So I'm always curious what they write on there.
But Neil, do you look for a penthouse when you're at your dentist's office though?
I should, yeah. Let's go to Matt Coleman. What about you?
Well, after this game, I think I might have to echo Jerry's sentiment and choose not to run again when it comes to trying out this Seinfeld trivia again.
There you go.
Go out on top, and
I'm out.
Yeah, but yeah, both great episodes as well. So
love that. And Rich, finally, last but not least, what about you? What are you thinking over there?
One another great moment. We brought up the episode earlier in the show that we're with the toe after Jerry heckles Toby, and Kramer tells the story about how he heroically brings the toe to the emergency room, and he's driving the bus. And the muggers attacking him. He kicks the mugger out at the next stop, and they're like, "You kept making all the stops."
They kept ringing the bell.
They kept ringing the bell. Yeah.
I love it. So much to talk about. Yeah, we'll have to return for the Seinfeld 2. I don't even know what we'll call it, but Curb Your Seinfeld or something. But let me throw it over to Matt to close out the show.
Yep. We didn't do we don't really have to ask Tom Cruise if if they survived.
Tom Cruise didn't even show up today.
Yeah, he took the day off.
His services were not needed.
Yeah. So on behalf of everybody who spoke today, my name is Matt, and that was Triviality.
Name, please.
Seinfeld. You made a reservation for a mid-size, and she's a small. I'm kidding around, of course.
Yes. Okay, let's see here.
66 years old?
Yeah, well, he's in perfect health. He works out. He's vibrant. You'd really like him.
Why do people always say that? I hate everybody. Why would I like him?
So what do you think? Could you go out with a 66-year-old woman?
Well, I'll tell you. She would have to be really vibrant. So vibrant, she'd be spinning.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have no midsize available at the moment.
I don't understand. I made a reservation. Do you have my reservation?
Yes, we do. Unfortunately, we ran out of cars.
But the reservation keeps the car here. That's why you have the reservations.
I know why we have reservations.
I don't think you do. If you did, I'd have a car. See, you know how to take the reservation, you just don't know how to hold the reservation. And that's really the most important part of the reservation, the holding. Anybody can just take them.
Let me speak with my supervisor.
Here we go. The supervisor. You know what she's saying over there?
What?
Hey, Marge, see those two people over there? They think I'm talking to you. So you pretend like you're talking to me. Okay, now you start talking.
Oh, you mean like this? So it looks like I'm saying something, but I'm not really saying anything at all?
Okay. Now you say something else, and they won't yell at me because they thought I was checking with you.
Oh, great. I think that's enough. See you later. I'm sorry, my supervisor says there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, it looked like you were in a real conversation over there.
But we do have a compact if you would like that.
Fine.
All right. Well, we have a blue Ford Escort for you, Mr. Seinfeld. Would you like insurance?
Yeah, you better give me the insurance because I am going to beat the hell out of this.